Okay, welcome everyone to our first lesson or lecture of the semester. In this lesson, we're going to look at the psychology behind motivation. So this lecture is for all the business students and also those who are doing sciences. If you are not too much occupied or you have data, you can always join us so that we can have the interaction together. So we're going to look at what motivation is in terms of the psychological aspect. So when I was growing, or when I was still intellectually a young person, I thought that motivation is all about money. But when I started growing intellectually, I noticed that motivation is not all about money. Okay, it is beyond money. It involves aspect of psychology, and that's why we are going to look at it today. So by the end of this lesson, you will be able to understand the psychology behind motivation, and you'll also be able to understand some of the basic theories of motivation and how it is going to impact the organization in terms of making sure that the staffs are motivated, and also the relevancy of those theories to you as a manager or as a potential manager in an organization. So, our view of motivation in South Sudan, if you look at the country South Sudan, we are faced with a lot of challenges. We have the economic challenge, we have the social challenge, and also the political challenge. This affects the way managers motivate their employees. For example, let us talk about the economy of South Sudan. We all know that at the moment the economy is not doing well, and the price of commodities or the cost of living, especially in Juba, is extremely high. Okay, and we have the staff who are earning less than $100 a month. And imagine you have a big family, your salary is less than $100, and things are expensive in the market. So that one directly affects the way we motivate them. It affects the level of motivation. So we cannot talk about motivation and ignoring the economic aspect or the challenges the country is facing. Okay? And still within South Sudan, our social setting also affects the way we motivate our staff. So it affects how the staffs are motivated. For example, in South Sudan, we are full of extended family. Okay, people having extended family, and when you have extended family, you need to have a stable source of income, okay, or even a different source of income. You cannot depend only on salary, which is less than $100, and you have an extended family to take care of. Okay, that will not help you. So this social setting is affecting the way managers are supposed to motivate their employees, and also it is affecting the ways how the employees look at motivation, or how employees perceive what really can make them to be motivated to perform at workplace. Okay. Then within South Sudan, still we have the political factors. In the last 10 years, we have been having a series of instability across the country. This also affects the way motivation can be done with employees. Okay? For example, you are taken to work in a place, in a conflict zone or war zone place. How comfortable will you be working there? Every day you wake up in the morning, all you can hear is the gunshots. Okay? All you can see is a lot of insecurity threats. So you will not be comfortably performing your task in the working station. So that's what you call political factors. It's really affecting the way how we are going to be motivating our staff, or how managers can do all these things. Okay, so that is the political setup of South Sudan in terms of motivation. So the economic, the social factors and political factors, they really impact the way how motivation can be done today with staff in South Sudan. So to our topic, we're talking about the psychology behind motivation. Like I told you from the beginning that I never knew that motivation is not about money. I thought it is about money. But the truth of the matter is motivation is not about money. So by the end of this lesson, or by the end of this lecture, you'll be able to understand that really motivation is not about money. So the psychology is directly related to motivation. Okay. The American Psychological Association defines psychology as the study of mind and behavior. So the mind and the behavior is the driver of motivation in an organization. So it's not about money. And that's why we're looking at psychology today. The mindset. Because what motivates me in an organization is not the same as what motivates you. Okay? We have different needs. The way I think, the way I reason is different from the way another staff in an organization reason. So, according to the American Psychological Association, it's basically mindset, behavior of employees, which can drive them to do what they are supposed to do or what they are not supposed to do. So it's about the function of brains and the social interactions. Okay, when we talk of the functions of brain, it's about the mental work, okay? How you perceive something, and then the social function or the social interactions is at workplace now. Okay, how is your relationship with your co-workers? How is your relationship with the management or with the organization where you're working for? So that interactions is what we call psychology here. It helps in terms of motivation. So you can see that it's not about money. Okay? It's about your mindset. It's about your interactions with the employees, with the fellow employees, or your interaction with the organization, which influences your behavior to perform the task you are supposed to perform. So that's about the psychology in relation to motivation. So the question we keep on asking ourselves is whether motivation is all about money. Okay? I want to tell you today that motivation is not about money. So there's a study conducted at Hampton from 1924 to 1932 by Elton Mayo and Dick Prats. So they say that motivation is not about money. Okay, is not about money because in an organizational setting, the salary you're given to the employees, that is their right. By law, everyone is entitled to salary. Okay, so don't be comfortable that I'm giving you billions of dollars. Okay, I'm giving thousands of dollars. I'm expecting to be motivated. No. Okay. You can give me 5 million SSP every week or 10 million every month SSP. But if the mindset, that psychology, if psychologically I'm not comfortable because the interactions in the organization is not what I expect, I will not perform. Okay, so that's what we are saying that motivation is not about money. So you need to understand as a manager, I know you are in good positions in organizations where you're working for. You need to understand that however much you try to pay employees, they will still not be motivated. If you really don't understand their problems, if you don't understand their minds, you will never motivate any employee in an organization. So that's all about whether motivation is money or it's not about money. But the truth of the matter is, it's not about money. Okay? So, psychology versus motivation now. How is psychology related to motivation? So when you talk of psychology, it's basically understanding what people want to do things or why. That is the psychology. It looks at how our bodies, minds, and surroundings influence our drive to achieve goals. This is exactly the definition of psychology by the American Psychological Association because they say that it's about a study of mind and behaviors and our interactions, the social interaction, and this is exactly what we are saying here when we talk about psychology and the motivation. Our surrounding is a driving force. Okay? Our mindset is a driving force. It determines whether we can do what we are supposed to do or not. So that is it. Okay? Psychology versus motivation. So with this, we can now look at the key theories of motivation. Okay. So the first one is we're going to talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So Abraham Maslow was an American psychologist. So he came up with the five levels of needs. Okay. So according to Maslow, uh, an employee is only motivated if these needs are achieved. But if the needs are not achieved, then there is no motivation. So that's according to Abraham Maslow. Okay. So in his first level of needs, he talked about physiological needs. Okay. That's the things to do with the food, shelter, clothing, water, etc. According to him, an employee is motivated if he has food, if he has shelter, if he can sleep, okay, he has water. And this is real. You cannot come to a place and start performing tasks when you know that at home there's no food to eat. Okay? You know very well that there's no supper or lunch at home. You will not be comfortable at workplace. Even if the working environment is good, you will never be comfortable. So that's according to Abraham Maslow. Okay? You need to have that. An employee needs to have food. Okay? An employee needs to have where to sleep. In other words, these are the basic needs. So without the basic needs, no one is motivated to work. So that's the psychology. Psychologically, your mindset now, you are at workplace, the brain is at home, thinking about food. Okay? The mind is at home, thinking about water. Nowadays, the barrel of water in Cuba, where I'm staying, is 6,000 SSP. Okay? Of course, it differs from the location, but the distance from the point. But for me, I'm buying at 6,000 SSP per barrel. Now imagine, I'm at work, I don't have the 6,000 to buy water, and there's no water at home. How will I concentrate? I will not come here and start delivering this lecture. I will not, because my mind is all at home. How my kids are going to take bath, how I'm going to take bath, what are we going to drink, how do you expect me to deliver this lecture? Probably not. So that is Maslow. So his second level of motivation or needs is the safety and security. Okay. Security can be in terms of health. Security can be in terms of employment. It can be in terms of social ability. Okay. So under security, the lesson to the manager is that you need to make sure that you have a long contract. Okay. Someone feels comfortable if he has a contract with an organization for over 5 or 10 years. The person feels comfortable and motivated. But if you have only a contract of 3 months, 2 months, you will not settle because you know what will happen after 3 months. You'll be thinking of where to get another job from. So the concentration level is affected, and that's about psychology. Okay, psychologically, you're not comfortable because in the next 3 months, I'm going to lose my job. The contract is ending. So this will mean that I need to start looking for where to work from before my contract expires. So it's affecting me psychologically. So as a manager, please make sure that you give a long-term contract to your employees. Of course, that also depends on the organizational policy and then the donors. If the donors are not giving the money, of course, the jobs will not be there. Okay. Then also you can talk about job security in terms of a good working environment. Okay. When someone comes to work, how is his security? Is the place secure? Okay. When I was introducing this topic, I talked about the political instability in the country. If you're working in an area where the security threat is high, you will not, of course, concentrate. That is part of the security, safety. It's an element of motivation. So the next level is now love and belongingness. Okay, the love can be friendship at workplace. Just imagine you come to workplace, but no one is interested to talk to you. No one is interested to listen to you. No one is greeting you. So how do you feel? You feel isolated. You feel not loved. It means you are already mentally disturbed. You can never concentrate. You keep on asking yourself, why am I not? What's wrong with me? People don't like me. Okay? You not concentrate. So, and also family. Someone needs to have a family. You cannot be there with a job, with all the money, with all the luxury things you have, but if you don't have family, it disturbs you. It really disturbs a lot if you don't have a family. Okay? Especially if you know that you are good to go, everything is okay, but no girl or no boy is loving you. It will still come back and hurt you at the workplace. You'll be sitting there comfortable in the office doing the work, but the moment you start thinking of not having a girlfriend, not having a wife, yet you have what it takes to have a wife, my dear, your concentration is really affected. So that is it, what we call the need to be loved or belongingness, or what we call social needs. Okay. So the relevance of these needs to management is that in organizational context, you need to create an environment of teamwork. Okay? People should be working in teams. Don't allow people to be working individually. Individualism will not help. In South Sudan, we love socialization. Okay? Group, working in group, things, everything is done in group. Even going for lunch, you see people going in groups. Okay, so make sure that you create that kind of environment to make sure that everyone is comfortable. Okay, working together as a team. Then the fourth one, according to Maslow, is the self-esteem. Okay, self-esteem is now in terms of respect. Okay, others have to respect you. Confident achievement is what Abraham Maslow is talking about under self-esteem. Okay. So if you are working in an organization whereby no one respects you, then there is a problem. Okay? You will not settle. Anytime you say a word, people are yapping. Zole Malokia, it doesn't matter why it doesn't matter. Respect. You will be demotivated. Okay? You will be demotivated. So as a manager in an organization, make sure that you respect people. You respect them by not harassing them in public. You know, there's some managers who can just harass people anyhow, their staff. If one of their staffs have done something wrong, why don't you call him or her in the office privately and then put him in order? Others, they just come before you enter, they start shouting. Where were you yesterday? You didn't come to work. What happened? You are like this and that. You're always late. That is not good. Okay? You are harassing your staff and they will not be motivated. So the last need according to Abraham Maslow is the self-actualization. This is about now someone living to his full potential. Okay, creativity, experience. You have everything you need. You have achieved all the dreams you want. Okay, I don't know what your dreams. I really don't know. But in most cases, people dream of having a concrete house. People dream of having expensive or at least a good car. People dream of having companies or businesses. So if you have houses, concrete, I don't know how many, two or three. If you have businesses, companies, you have cars, that is self-actualization. What do you want? Okay? What do you want? So that is the highest level of motivation according to Abraham Maslow. So he said that if the first need is not fulfilled, the employees will not continue. Okay, to move to the next need. And also he said that once the first level needs are fulfilled, the employees are no longer interested in those needs. Okay? For example, other physiological needs. If you have the clothing, you have where to sleep, you have food, you have water, is that what you think about? Of course, I think now you change the plan. I've been working to get food only. I've been working to get clothes. I've been working to do and this and that. Now that I've achieved this, the next thing is going to be the job security. People want to have a long-term contract. They want to secure a long-term contract. The next thing is what? Belongingness, or what we call the social life. You need to be appreciated in the organization, in the community, etc. Okay. So as we speak today, this theory has become one of the most used theories in most organizations, even in academic institutions. People are using it for reference purpose. Okay. That's about Abraham Maslow hierarchy of needs. So the implications of Maslow theory of needs is we're going to look at it at individual levels and also at the organizational level. So the basic physiological needs, we have already looked at them. That is food, water, shelter, etc. So at individual level, that is the hunger. Okay? Hunger is what will drive you to work because you don't have food, you don't have water, you're hungry, you will be forced to go and work at individual level. At organizational level, what is the implication? Basic salary. As a manager, make sure that the little the employees are getting, please give to them when the time comes. And if they have come to ask for it even before the month ends, please give it to them because that basic salary is what they're going to use for buying food, what they're going to use for buying water, and all the basic needs they need for themselves. Okay, so that's the implication to manager. Then the next one is safety or security needs. We have already looked at security in terms of long contract or long-term contract. We also talked about security in terms of how secure is the working environment. If someone comes to work, is he feeling security threats or not? Okay, that's what we are talking about here. So for the individual level, it's about the stability of income. Okay, if you don't have a stable source of income, my dear, you are not secure. Don't rely on salary because at one point the contract will end. And what happens if the contract has ended? You are not secured. That's at individual level. That's why it's always advisable for you to have multiple source of income. If the salary is not coming, you have another source where you can get the income from to take care of your family. It could be business, it could be another investment you have in place. Okay. So at the organizational level, you need to have pension plan. Pension plan is very important because I might not be saving my little earning now. The time will come where I really need money. I'm now not working. That's when pension will help me. Okay? It's basically about saving for future, planning for future. And this is where most of people are not doing well. You are working now, all you think is spending the money extravagantly without thinking about the future. Time will come whereby you not be longer working. So how will you survive? No pension, no saving, no business, no nothing. So you can see. So if you're one of these people who are not saving for future, please make sure that you start saving for future. That's what we call security. Okay. There are people, if they lose the job today, my dear, tomorrow they start crying. Because no saving, no business. Okay. Then the next level is affiliation or belongingness. At individual level, it's all about friendship. Okay? The friendship can be at the workplace, the friendship can be at home, okay? With the neighbors, like that. Okay? That's at individual level. But at the organizational level, it's all about carbon relationships with the workers, okay? Or even between the employees and the organization. So that one is very important. Then the esteem needs at self, I mean, at individual level, it's all about startup. Okay? It's all about the startup. We have start. Okay. At esteem level, it's all about the start in the community. You see, some people they want to maintain that high start in the community. Okay? They don't want to be mono. Okay? Everything about them has to be of good standard, of a good quality. You find their children are studying in a very expensive school. Okay, You even look at the house, the kind of house they're living in, the kind of car the person is having. That's about the status on individual level. Okay? Everyone is dreaming of having that. If you are not dreaming of having a car, you are not dreaming of having a good house, then I really don't know how to describe you. Because that's what most people are dreaming of. Okay? That's what most people are dreaming to have. Then at organizational level is now the job title. Job title is very important. In our context of South Sudan, people like titles. Hmm? Zolke Bir. If you don't call someone Zolke Bir, you're not a human being. We love title. General, brigadier, eh? all these titles. So at organizational level, we need to call people by their titles. If you have the human resource manager, the person is called William, don't call him William. You can call him HR manager. The person feels motivated, feels happy. The person is a procurement assistant or officer, call him procurement officer. Okay? The person will be excited. You have accountant there. Eh? Don't call the accountant by name. Use the title. So that's what people really love to see in an organization. And it helps a lot in terms of motivating them if it comes to the context of Sudan. Because for us, we love titles. Okay? Then self-actualization at individual level is all about self-fulfillment. Okay? This is the last level of needs according to Abraham Maslow. Okay, self fulfillment is when all your dreams have come to pass. Okay, you want to buy a car, you have a car. You want to have concrete, you have the concrete houses. I don't know how many. You have companies, businesses, so you have fulfilled all your dreams. You feel like, yes, now I have made it. Okay, it is the final. So from here, you don't think of any other thing. That's at individual level. So at organizational level, it's all about achieving of goals. Yeah. Employees, they have their goals to achieve in an organization. You find someone who has joined the organization, the goal is to be in the highest office. Okay? The person who comes in as assistant officer, but after 5, 10 years, is not promoted to be a manager of the organization, to be the finance manager, to be the human resource manager, procurement management. That's about achievement of goals and organizational context. So these are the implications of Maslow's theory to the managers. Okay, so how do we apply this theory of Maslow? Okay. The first one is the physiological needs. Of course, we all know that physiological needs are about basic needs. Okay. It's about the food, it's about the water, sleep, so, as a manager, you need to make sure that you offer a reasonable remuneration or compensation, which can at least address the pressing economic issues, the high cost of living. Okay. The employees will be able to buy food. The employees will be able to pay their house rent. The employees will be able to get the basic needs for themselves based on the salary. So, when you're designing your salary structure, these are some of the factors you need to consider. Okay. The average cost of rent in Juba, how much? School fees, how much? Transport, all these things. The salary you're giving the employees will be able to at least cover this. Otherwise, if you don't do that, the employees will never settle in an organization. Okay? Because the mind is not actually at work. The mind is outside, thinking of what to eat, thinking of where to sleep, thinking of school fees. Okay? Psychology of motivation. Okay? So that is the practical application of this muscle theory, especially when you talk about physiological needs. Then the next one is safety at workplace. We talked about safety at workplace in terms of job security, giving long-term contract. We talked about job security in terms, security at workplace in terms of how secure the work environment is. If someone comes to workplace, does he or she feels comfortable or he doesn't feel comfortable? Okay? If the person does not feel comfortable, it means that there is a security threat and the person is not going to be motivated. So that means that as a manager, we need to make sure that one, we provide a long-term contract to the employees, and then also two, we have to make sure that our working environment is secure. Okay? We have the security guard at the entry. No one comes anyhow and threaten the staff. So you need to have that in your mind. If you are a manager, you want to make sure that the employees are motivated when you talk about safety needs at workplace. Okay. Then belongingness. Like I told you, for us we love teamwork, okay? Socialization. Make sure that people work in group. Don't allow individualism in an organization. Okay? Teamwork is the best. That will make someone feel contented. It will make employees feel loved by the fellow workers. So make sure that you create that kind of environment uh, to motivate more employees. So you can see it's not about how much money you're giving them. Simple, simple things. Playing with their psychology, playing with their minds, so that they will be performing the expectation. Then the next theory of motivation is what you call Hasbach's two-factor theory. This theory was developed by Frederick Hasbach. He was one of the American psychologists. So according to him, there are two factors which can lead to motivation. And he categorizes them into two: the hygiene factors and the motivators. So the hygiene factor does not mean that the employees should not be motivated. It's basically like the word you hear hygiene. Okay? If it's not there, the absence of hygiene factor at workplace can lead to now what you call demotivation. People cannot be motivated. For example, pay status, okay, security, working conditions, fringe benefits. So these are the hygiene factors. Okay? If the job security is not there, it doesn't mean the employee is demotivated, but there is likelihood that the employee will not be motivated. The pay status, you're talking about the salary. If the salary is small, it doesn't mean the employees are not motivated. Okay? They will have to continue working in the organization. But if you don't give them their little salary, that's the hygiene factor. It will now lead to motivation. So the lesson to you here is make sure that those things are in place because they determine whether employees are going to be motivated or not. Okay, make sure that the payment of employees are always given to them on time. However much small it is, it's supposed to be given on time. Okay? If your salary you pay your employees on 30th every month, the end of every month, please make sure that that one is given to them because if you don't give to them, it's going to disturb them and they will not be focusing on work. So that's what we call hygiene factor. The working conditions. Okay? The working environment should be friendly. When people come to work, okay, we are looking at the second theory of motivation, which was developed by Frederick Hasbach. I said that he developed two-factor theory. One is called hygiene factors, then the other one is called motivator factors or motivation factors. So with hygiene factor, it's basically those things at workplace. If they are not there, okay, people will fall sick. Just like at your home, if you do not have the mosquito net, okay, and the environment is busy, of course, you are going to be having mosquitoes, and then at the end of the day, you're going to get malaria. So it's just hygiene factor at workplace. One of them is salary. Salary is hygiene factor. Having working condition which is good is hygiene factor because no one wishes to work in a place which is not comfortable or conducive to him. Okay? No one wishes to work in an organization who does not pay money in time. No one wishes to work in an organization which pays little money. And that explains why we have high rate of labor turnover. People are moving from one organization to the other. It's not because they are not motivated. It's because the hygiene factor is not there. Okay? So that is has back to factor theory. Then on the other side, we have motivator factors. With motivation, it's all about meaningful work, which is challenging and recognition. Okay. Most employees, they don't want to do simple things. You have been working in that organization for over 10 years. Your work is basically the normal routine, preparing reports, scheduling meetings, doing this and that for the last 10 years. Sometimes you feel bored. You need to be involved in challenging work. You need to be involved in work which requires creativity, something new is what is going to motivate employees. Okay? This thing will come to work, you know what you're doing. Monday to Monday, January to January, you are doing the same task. Okay? That task becomes monotonous to you. You want new things. And many people, many employees, they tend to change. Okay? They want an organization which can give them challenging work, new things. You want to learn new things. It's not about doing what you already know. Because if you do what you already know, it does not motivate you. Like I told you before, it's not all about money. Some people, they are from wealthy family, they have money. You cannot say that you're going to use money to motivate them. You're lying. Okay? You're lying yourself. You cannot motivate them. It's all about understanding their psychology. Okay. Then it's still under motivation, you need to increase the responsibility of that person. Okay. You know, human being, if you give them more responsibility, they feel collapsed, they have grown. Okay. They feel like they are now a man. Just like at home. If you're still a child, your father does not give you a lot of responsibility. But as you continue growing, okay, the responsibilities are coming. Your father keeps on adding you new work, new things to do. That is a sign of growth. Don't be a child who's now at 20, but still the father cannot give you responsibility. Okay. That's what's happening at work. So according to Hartberg, these are the motivators. Okay. So this theory is almost related to the one of Abraham Maslow, the one we looked at first. Okay. When we talk about the payment, startup, we talk about the working conditions, that's about the social needs. It's about Hasberg's two-factor theory. Now you have understood what it means, hygiene factor and the motivator. So when I ask you in examination to explain the differences between the two-factor theory and the Maslow hierarchy of needs, you should be able to know the difference. Okay. Now the next motivation theory is what we call the self-determination theory. Okay. So the self-determination theory was developed by Richard Ryan and Edward Deci. So they came up with this theory to make sure that employees are motivated in an organization. They make sure that this theory helps in terms of answering the questions related to the feelings of the employees at workplace. Okay, I like this example of Sudanese because this is where we are now. Okay, if you talk about competency, according to self-determination theory, so competence is all about control of work, mastery. You need to master the work you're doing so you get to become an expert in the field you're doing. Okay? You're a procurement person. You need to master all the elements of procurement. This thing of your manager putting close eyes, putting the nose very close, smelling whatever things you are doing in your office is not what we do being want. So the implication here is don't give maximum supervision to your employees if you want to really motivate them. Give them that power, that control over the work. Just tell them what you want and they will deliver it. How they want to do it should not be your business. What you want is the final product. Okay? If you are trying to get a contract with a supplier, I'll tell my procurement officer, Richard, please do for us this, and that's enough. What I want is the final results. I don't need to put my eyes closed on Richard. If I put my eyes closed on Richard, it means that he is not competent and he will not be motivated, especially if he knows that he is competent. He will not. How can you be supervising me all the time yet I'm competent of what I'm doing? I know what I'm doing. So the implication to you as a manager is make sure that you train the employees so that they can master the work they're doing. Training is an element of motivation. Okay? Because during the training, the employees are taught on what they are supposed to be doing and how to do it. And they become the master of what they're supposed to do. So this thing of always relying on your supervisor all the time is not there. So make sure that you train the employees so that they become the master of the work they are doing. Then autonomy is another element of self-determination theory, according to Richard and Ryan. Yes. People need to feel control of their own life, behaviors, even within the organizational context. Okay? Don't be controlling people all the time in an organization. Some managers at workplace they move from one office to the other. What are you doing? They want, they want to check whether work is moving or not. That system will only work if you are talking about theory X and theory Y. I don't know if you have heard of theory X and theory Y. It's a management theory. Under theory X, people don't want to work. People hate work. They only love money. So if you're using that approach, that's when you need to move from one office to the other because people don't want to work, you want to supervise them. But if you're not going by theory X, you're going to use theory Y because under theory Y, people love to work. People really want to work. So don't move from one office to the other. Okay? So if you move from one office to the other, it means that you are your nose to your eyes very close to the employees and they will not be motivated. So that's about autonomy. Give them the freedom to control their behaviors in an organization. I know it is time for what people are supposed to be concentrating on work, but some of them might be stressed because of the work. Want to take a break of 10 minutes or 5 minutes, but for you, you come. It's time for work. What are you doing outside? Let's work. That's not allowed. You are not going to motivate your employee in that manner. Okay? Then the relatedness. The relatedness is all about. All right, I was explaining about autonomy, whereby you don't need to move from one office to the other, checking on what the employees are doing, controlling their behaviors. Okay, it's time to work. Someone is standing outside, you are there. What are you doing outside? No, you are not going to motivate the employees. Okay, leave them to do the things they want, but what you want is the result. If they can deliver it to you, there's no problem. Then the next one is the relatedness. It's all about the sociology now, association with people. Okay, we looked at it when we're talking about the social needs under Maslow hierarchy of needs. That's theory number three. Needs number three, rather. So during under this relatedness, you are supposed to make sure that there's a teamwork. Okay? So here we also repeating teamwork. Work in a group, people should love each other. Of course, I'm not talking about the other love anymore. I'm talking about the genuine love of work. Okay, you need to love one another at one place. Make sure that you are connected. Okay, that is the psychology. It disturbs someone's mind if the person is not loved at workplace. No one greets you, no one bothers to hear anything from you. You're always alone. Time for lunch, people moving in group for lunch for you alone. You see, that kind of environment tortures someone alone. The person will not really concentrate on work. So that is a self-determination theory. Then the last theory here is the expectancy theory. This one is also very interesting. Okay? The expectancy theory, it was developed by Victor Brom. Okay? According to Victor Brom, the level is expectancy, instrumentality, and the valence. So I'm going to look at what each step means. So under expectancy, it's about your belief, you as an individual employee, that if I put in these efforts, it can lead to desired level of performance. So that is you alone. This is not about the organization, it's about individualism now. I believe that if I put in the effort, okay, it will result to this desired level of performance. That's my belief and I expect that. Then instrumentality. When we talk about instrumentality, it's all about that if a level is performed well, it can reach to reward. Okay? If I performed that level I want, it can lead to a reward. So what is the reward here? The reward can be promotion, the reward can be bonuses, the reward can be recognition or etc. Okay? Then the last one is the balance. Balance is all about the value individual employees placed in a certain reward. What value do I get from this reward is what we call valence. Okay? And it is a source of motivation. So that's about someone's mindset. It's not about the organization. If the reward is all about promotion at workplace, what value do you get from that promotion? Okay. If the reward is all about recognition, what value do you get from that recognition is what is forcing you, what's driving you towards motivation. So with the expectancy theory, it's basically about the staff. It has nothing to do with the organization. Okay, that's the mindset. If I put this effort, it will result into this level of desired performance. That is the expectancy. Then instrumentality. If the level of performance is achieved, okay, it can lead to reward. Instrumentality. That's what it means. If the level of performance is achieved, it can lead to reward. Now, balance is the value I placed in the outcome or the reward. So that means that I will be motivated to work. I've changed my mind already. Then motivation comes in. So here, the organization will not be spending money to motivate you. Okay? The organization will not do a lot of things to motivate you. What they can only do is to give you a conducive environment whereby you can express yourself, whereby you can perform tasks without any disruption. So that's about the expectancy theory. So this will now bring us to the concept of intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. So what are they? So intrinsic, in other words, means internal, within yourself. Then extrinsic is about outside forces. Okay. So when you talk of intrinsic motivation, it's all about what you enjoy. You don't do it because you expect a reward. You just love it naturally. Okay, you just love it naturally. But with the extrinsic, you are expecting rewards. It can be promotions at workplace, it can be pay rise or bonus. You find someone extremely working hard because he expects to be promoted or she expects to be paid highly. That's under extrinsic. But with the intrinsic, it's basically inner, your passion, self-expression, what you love, drives you to do what you're doing. Okay? So these are the two concepts of motivation. So as a manager, you really need to understand why people are doing this, and it's part of the psychology. It's part of the psychology. So in today's world, people think that motivation is basically because people expect promotions, because people expect bonuses. No, some people naturally they love what they're doing. Okay? For example, we have people who love traveling, people who love traveling. So such people they are more interested in field work. It does not mean when they go to the field they expect to be paid highly or they expect the bonus things to come. No, that's not their intention. Their intention is part of fun, part of enjoyment because they love traveling. Okay? Tomorrow you're taking to Mundri, the other day you're here, you're in Malakal, wow. I really enjoy it. But for someone who is under extrinsic motivation, think that's about money. So its motivation is not about money, it's about our mindset. So that is the differences between intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. So how do we measure the motivation we're talking about here in an organization? Goal achievement is one of the metrics of motivation. If the organization has achieved its goal, it means that there is motivation because there's no way organization can perform without employees. Employees are the engine of the organization. Okay? Whatever performance, whatever things they do affects the organization. So if you have employees who are not performing, definitely your organization is not performing as well. Okay? They will not be doing well. Then employee engagement is another metrics you can use to measure whether your motivation success in an organization or not. Okay, that can be in terms of participation in organizational activity, suggestions, etc. Then performance and productivity. Productivity is very important. It's all about the input and the output. Okay. If I come to the office, what task have I completed today is what is defined as productivity. You find someone coming to an office, when time comes for going home, you look at what the person does, almost nothing. So that means that employee is not productive. So when he is not productive, means that there is no motivation. Psychologically, the person is in the office physically, but the mind is somewhere. You remember the psychology we talk about? No food at home, yeah? Gunshots everywhere, no concentration. So that's another element what we use for measuring the performance of the employees. Then also we have absenteeism and the turnover rates. Absenteeism, people are not regularly coming to work. Friday at work, Tuesday at home, Wednesday at work. Okay? Changing things like that. That is absenteeism. If you have such indicators, it means that there is a low level of motivation in an organization. As a manager, you need to act before it wasn't. Okay? So the turnover rate is about employees resigning. You find in less than 1 month, 2 months, 3 or 4 employees have resigned. That is terrible. Okay? In 1 year time, you have few employees, majority have resigned. Even if you try to recruit others, they will still resign because that motivation element is not there. So, in conclusion, I can say that motivation is very important if you want to organize to achieve its objectives, and it's not about money. Okay? It's not about money, it's about the psychology, how people set their minds, what people think, how they interact with it, and as in an organization, there is crucial role. Yeah. So that is a summary of this lecture, and I think we have come to the end of it. So for now, I'm going to open the floor to ask few things or